You've probably already heard of the development company Seraph. They originally created Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher. These three separate apps were mainly for vector art, raster image editing, and page layouts and publishing. And these three apps directly competed with Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. And you probably heard of Canva as well. Well, Canva in March of 2024 acquired Seraph, and what they did was package the three Affinity apps into one studio app and made it free to everyone in the fall of 2025. Well, what does that mean? If you're a photographer or a graphic designer and use Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator and you're sick and tired of paying for the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription plan, where you can no longer buy a perpetual license of these software apps, then you can move over to Affinity for free. I tested out Affinity for photo editing and it's pretty amazing, especially considering it's free. Right now, it's probably the most comparable application to Photoshop. I haven't tested out the vector art part yet because I don't do too much vector art or graphic design on my end. I come from a photography background, but if you go into the photography subreddit, you can see a lot of photographers or even just content creators or graphic designers. They dislike Adobe, not just because of the subscription model, but as well as alleged AI training using user content. And then there's the other issue of upselling a lot of AI credits or Adobe stock, the Adobe stock photos, not the Adobe stock price I'm talking about. So stock photos or royalty-free stock photos. So Adobe does a lot of upselling for that. So that's another reason why many photographers or graphic designers are moving to Affinity. And Affinity is pretty comprehensive and robust. And considering it's free, as I was saying, it's pretty amazing. You can get the pro or the premium plan of Affinity with a Canva Pro account, but it's not really needed. Mainly for photographers, the Canva Pro allows you to use the generative AI features of Canva in Affinity, but I already tried them and it's pretty crap, the generative AI that Affinity uses with Canva. So personally, if you're a photographer, I would just stick with the free version of Affinity. If anything, if you want to supercharge your editing, maybe you can get like the Nick Collection by DxO Labs. It's like a suite of plugins just to do some faster and creative editing. For the most part, photographers that need a Photoshop alternative, they just need the Affinity free version, not the premium with the Canva Pro account. I do want to mention that I still subscribe to the Adobe Creative Cloud Pro plan. The main reason is my job is to test software, mainly photography software. The other thing is I do my video editing in Adobe Premiere Pro, but I'm going to be testing out DaVinci Resolve pretty soon, which is the free alternative to Premiere Pro for video editing. So that's going to be pretty interesting when I start to testing that out and see how that is. I've heard a lot of good things about DaVinci Resolve. A lot of YouTubers use it, and you don't really need the premium version from what I heard, so I'm not too sure. But Affinity is free, you don't need the paid version, and maybe the same thing with DaVinci Resolve. The other thing about the Adobe Creative Cloud Pro plan and Photoshop is the generative AI retouching using the Adobe Firefly model. It's on top of this world, and Adobe is light years ahead when it comes to image retouching and removing certain subjects, objects, or people from the background or foreground or whatever. So that's one reason I think professional photographers and creative agencies are still going to stick with the Adobe Creative Cloud, because those included generative AI credits for retouching, it's pretty useful and amazing. The other thing is those AI credits that I receive for image creation. I use Google's Nano Banana to create my YouTube thumbnails. Another reason to stick with the Adobe Creative Cloud Pro plan or the photography plan is Lightroom Classic and its image catalog management system. It's pretty comprehensive and there's no free alternative comparable to Lightroom Classic. So that's another reason a lot of photographers don't want to move away from Lightroom Classic or the Adobe Creative Cloud. Another thing I want to talk about is the Adobe stock price. Since November 2025, as of this video, it's dropped to $220, which is a 35% drop. And I don't think all of that is to do with Canva eating into the creative market share. I think it's more to do with the AI disruptions and fears, as well as to buy hardware for all that AI data processing. I think the cost of hardware has been going up. Also, the CFO of Adobe, Dan Durn, left last month to Maxwell Technology. I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with the investors' anxiety in the Adobe stock, but I do want to mention I'm not a financial advisor or an expert, so take everything with a grain of salt. The main thing I wanted to point out is that Affinity by Canva is free, and it's a great replacement or alternative to Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign, and you don't need the Canva Pro subscription. I just don't find it very useful compared to Adobe's subscription in terms of the generative AI retouching and the credits you can use for image or video creation. But what do you guys think about Adobe and the future of the Creative Cloud and all those apps that some people use and some people don't use? Of course, there's also DaVinci Resolve, which I'm going to test out. And have you used Affinity by Canva, or have you moved away from Adobe to Affinity? The one thing I did notice was that Adobe is in the process of acquiring Topaz Labs, the image enhancement and video enhancement software using AI. So I wonder how that'll turn out and what it'll do to the Creative Cloud and if it'll be included in the future apps. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And as always, live easy, sleep breezy, and stay lovely.